The record? Yeah, the other one's already.
Oh, I thought it said something else. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Tonight is the Whittingham Homeowners Association Open Workshop Meeting, Monday, August 19th, 2024. Will you all please stand for a pledge of allegiance to the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's see. I got to put my hands over the light. Okay, Susie, can you do the roll call, please?
Tom Clark,
Here.
Jay Respler,
Yeah.
Bob Brown, Kathy Dodano, Karen Schoenberg, Surjit Sandhu, Joe Atanasio.
Okay. Who's here from management?
And myself, Susie.
All righty. Thank you. And Susie, do you have a management report tonight?
Yes, I do. We are currently obtaining bids for the roofs in Whittingham. The tints for the indoor pool were supposed to be installed today, but the company had to reschedule. The reserve study is starting August 27th. We have a new maintenance tech. His name is Keith, and we are currently interviewing for the third position.
All righty. Thank you. All right. On the item 4 of WOA, Whittingham Roofs currently obtaining bids. I can go into a little bit more information. Um, we are currently, as Susie said, I'm talking to roofing operators, trying to get the best price for our community. And we're hoping that we'll be able to conclude these conversations shortly so we can begin doing some work before the really wet fall weather comes in play so we can get that done. And we're going to try to get as many homes done as possible based on the amount that we have in our budget. So if we're able to stretch the money and get a good vendor in here, we'll be able to do as many roofs as possible. So anyone else have anything to add to that?
I just want to add a couple of things. So far, uh, you know, the people we have interviewed, uh, we are not going to sacrifice uh, the quality or the workmanship. We are using the same specifications that was done 2 years ago. We are just looking for people with a smaller overhead so we can get the cost benefit. Your roofs are going to be 100% identical. So we are on the right track, and I think it's looking very promising. Once we finalize the result, you are going to be happy.
Excuse me? Well, we don't know yet for sure. Okay. So let's move on from there. Let's go on to the next item, which is the window tints at the indoor pool to be installed on August 20th. Jay, you've had a leadership role in this. Can you speak to it?
When they were supposed to come here the first time, they didn't come because they didn't have the right size ladder. And then they were supposed to come back again, and Susie was saying he had a problem, a health issue or something.
Yeah, the guy said he got something in his eye, so he had to go to the doctors and he'll overschedule and give me a later date.
Hoping that August 20th is the magic date. Yeah. So they'll be done. Okay. Anything else on that, Jay? Yeah, why don't you
We're doing the two windows on the right side of the. We're doing two windows on the right side of the pool, which is where the sun comes in. That should take care of the problems.
go to the next item? reserve study starting on August 27th. Susie, you got any information from that?
I don't have any further information. I just know that it's starting August 27th.
Okay. Kathy, why don't you go into the information of exactly what the study is going to accomplish for us?
Okay. Just a couple of things. We've been back and forth with the vendor. He was overwhelmed. We are using a very knowledgeable, someone who is a complete expert in this area. He's written the language for the new laws. And so therefore we wanted to wait until he was available because he is such an expert. He was backlogged. So unfortunately, initially we had said he would start the middle of August, but he has confirmed to us that he will be here August 27th. The expectation is that it will take approximately 3 weeks to complete the study. The vendor will go around, he will look at every asset that is on the books. He will walk around the premises. He will give us his advice. Any questions he has, we will be walking, for the most part, I think Matt will be walking with him. And then at that point, he will prepare his report and provide that to us. Thank goodness. The report will give us an understanding of what is critical, because whatever we had in the past may no longer apply. Something may have degraded faster than another asset. So at this point, I think it becomes very important for us to have this information so that we can make better decisions as we move forward about how we're going and in what order we're going to spend money to repair.
Thank you very much. Next item is we have a new employee that we've hired. It's a maintenance technician. Many of you may know that we were down 2 employees in that position. So it's been a little difficult for us to get things accomplished with these 2 slots opened. So the new person came on. His name is Keith Ulrich, and we'll be interviewing for another position probably within the next week or 2. So hopefully we'll be back to full staff and we'll be able to accomplish all the services that people expect out of us when they give a call. Does anybody have any comment on any of this? Okay. Let's move on to the next item. Recreation report. Kristen?
Okay. On Saturday, August 31st, we'll have a movie in the ballroom at 1 p.m. The name of the movie is A Family Affair. Wednesday, September 4th, we have a bus trip to Parks Casino, located in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. You can buy your tickets now. Join your neighbors and friends on Sunday, September 15th for our 25th annual Arts and Crafts Fair. This will be here in our ballroom from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. On September 18th, we'll have a bus trip to the Theater District of New York. It's on sale now. The last day to register is Friday, September 6th, and that's when we'll decide if we have enough people participating to have the trip. On Sunday, September 22nd at 3 p.m. in the ballroom, we will have Kindred Spirit here playing classic rock and Motown songs by many different artists. The tickets are on sale now. On October 9th, we have a trip to resorts in Atlantic City. This goes on sale August 27th. And lastly, the flu shots are scheduled here in our ballroom for Monday, September 30th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Monday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The flyers in the lobby with all the details how to set an appointment.
Thank you, Kristen. Let's move on to the next item. Item 6 is the reviewer of the July 15th, 224 WOA open meeting minutes. Everyone has them in the packet, so please read through them, and we'll take a vote on that at our action meeting next week. So that'll move us on to our new business. We have a resident directory. Kathy, do you want to, Jay, speak to that? Okay, okay, Jay. Yeah, it's not coming through some reason. Go ahead.
Okay, we made up a new directory. Some of the changes that we did before, when you had two different last names on one line, it was, you only had a listing for the first name. The second person was not listed. So now there's a listing for both names. First, one line with one name, another line with the second name. We ask that you go through the listing that's posted online. If you want any changes, let us know. Check your phone numbers. Some people want cell phone numbers instead of home numbers, so you could put that in. We will also, there's a new map that was made up. Take a look at the map. If you want any corrections or changes on that, let us know.
Okay, Kathy, good. You have anything to add to that?
I just want to clarify, on the listing, if there are two distinct last names, we decided, not we decided, many of our homeowners approached us and asked that they list the name twice. So if someone has one last name, they wouldn't be recognized necessarily with the other individual in the home who may have a different last name. So it was requested of us to list it twice. What we did was we listed, and I can use myself as an example. I'm a Dodano. I never changed my name when I married. My husband is a Flathman. So it'll appear as Dodano Catherine and Flathman Richard. It'll also appear as Flathman Richard if anyone is trying to get a hold of him, and Catherine and Dodano Catherine. So this is entirely at your discretion. If you do not want it appearing that way, you let us know. We will make the correction. You can now list two phone numbers because, again, I have a different number. My husband has a different number. So as residents, please tell us what changes you want for your name. The listing is now on the resident portal. You can access it, take a look at your information, and send any changes to Brittany Hatcher.
It's on the
It's
information.
on the information in the email that was sent out today.
I'll point out also that if you have two different phone numbers, indicate who gets which number. And we'll be using this also as a printed version. Once we get the online version corrected, we will be making a printed version for those who want it.
And there is also an address listing. So if anybody, for instance, wants to know the residents on your block, for example, on Leeds Lane, you can look by address and find out who your neighbors are.
All right, and just so everyone's notification, Jay and Kathy especially have done so much work in preparing this. This was all done by them on their time, and they've spent hours doing this editing, and so it's a lot of work on their part. So this has been something people have wanted, and they took on the task to do it. Next item is the Newcastle Gate. The Newcastle Gate is the gate that's nearest by the library. As you notice, there's been work ongoing there. Of late, you shouldn't have to back your car up to come in because it's now reading it correctly. There's some issues we need to do with the sensors that are in the ground. There's going to be some work there done sooner than later in regards to milling and preparing that area over there so we can get new sensors in for the gate, which basically tells the gate when to close. So we're going to accomplish all that hopefully real soon. And I know Surjit's been working on this item as well. And Surjit, what do you have to add to this?
I just want to add a couple of things. All the new equipment is installed but without the sensors, which are going to be embedded in the asphalt, all the safeties are not there. So please be very cautious. Just to give you a piece of good news, poor Jose was not even fully finished. Some very nice person took a shot at the arm, but uh, the arm took the shot. So we had a bent arm. We lost a $700 arm, but at least uh, it did not fall off. My point is caution. And I hope Susie found that person, uh, the person who damaged our gate. So we already have
Police report
information.
for
Okay.
that.
Uh, uh, just to say, Jose took it very cheerfully, and I do want to thank Jose. So please give him a great applause.
Yes. Jose's done a lot of work on this, and he saved our community quite a bit of money because we didn't have to outsource this work. We were able to do it in-house. So again, thank you, Jose. All right, let's move on to the next item. 8 is the financial update. Kathy, can you give us an update on the financial reports, audit update, and budget update?
I can do that. So in our last meeting, our last open workshop, I had announced that we were getting our June financials. We have gotten our June financials. We are awaiting now the July financials. Now, with June, they will be uploaded to the portal. And the only delay right now was there was a problem today with the system over in First Service. Nothing major, just a minor glitch. And they would have had them uploaded today, but I guess we're going to hope for tomorrow. Now, in the meanwhile, I have been speaking with our financial service residential controller, and we would like, we intend to do a presentation at our next joint board meeting. And the presentation, we're going to try to minimize the agenda so that we can spend a little more time talking about the financials. We are going to have our controller put up a presentation on the screen. We will probably sit up in the front, and he will go through just general information related to where we are as of basically the middle of the year, as of June year to date. I think the entire community should have this information. So it's one thing to have it uploaded to our portal, but I think you need probably a little more detail, a little more in terms of a presentation, so that you are all aware of where we are. In terms of the audit, we have our 2022 Whittingham condo audit has been completed. We are reviewing it right now. We have a meeting to discuss with our controller on Wednesday, 2 days from today. And there are no major findings, no significant concerns, nothing at all. Everything for condo association was very clean, very straightforward. And we basically are just discussing whether we had any questions or anything like that. So we're good on condo association. We are still awaiting the 2022 WOA. And we hope and have spoken with our auditor that should be completed by the end of the month. And then we can move forward and have them complete our 2023. They've already started on it. And we hope, as we had said from the beginning, that everything will be completed by September. And that's it.
Anyone else have any comment on the board? Okay, we'll move on to the next item. Brings us back into item 9, old business, um, restaurant update. Um, we have been talking with interested operators. We had a total of 5 very qualified um, people who express interest in operating our restaurant. We've narrowed it down to 3. To be quite honest with you, any one of the 3 could probably do a good job for us. But we're still discussing some of the details of what it will take to operate the restaurant to what we're looking for. So we're hoping to get that wrapped up, say, the next week or so, and we'll be able to report back to you who our next operator will be here in the restaurant. So it's looking very promising. I think everyone's going to be very excited about it. It's going to be something that's not going to be served on paper plates any longer. You're going to have china, you're going to have waitress service, you're going to have a really nice restaurant. Anybody else on the board have anything they'd like to say? Yeah, Joe.
Just that you're going to hear a lot of stuff. I mean, stuff about who's coming in, they're coming in. I heard this, I heard that. The committee has to report to the board. The board has to approve it. Okay. And then we'll let you know. So whatever you hear out there, don't take it as gospel because it's not true. Thank you.
Okay,
I just
okay.
want to add one thing. One of the most important thing, we're, at least I've been looking at, it's not only the quality of the food, everything else, but what kind of burden it's going to put on our community at large. So we want to get you the best there is at a minimal cost, if any. And I like to put whoever comes in, put their skin into the business, so they take some ownership. That's going to be at least my criteria.
Ready. Thank you, Sir G. Let's move on. Parking committee report. Who wants to?
I'll do that.
All right, go ahead, Jay.
We've been going over the parking rules. We have most of them done. But since the rules that we make up only apply to Whittingham, we're trying to coordinate with Greenbrier so we can have one set of rules for the whole community. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, week or two, we should have all that wrapped up.
I just add to that once the committee is done speaking with the Greenbrier people, before the board does anything with it, before we take a vote on any of the changes, it'll be emailed out to all the homeowners, so you'll know what's exactly on there before you come to that meeting that we take a vote on. So you'll have an opportunity to review it. Anything else? Yeah, Joe.
Just to let you know about that, all of the parking rules that we're talking about, that we're trying to combine into one, are pretty much all of the existing parking rules that have been in place. There are a couple of tweaks that we're doing, yes, but most of the parking rules that we're talking about have been in place already, so we're just trying to simplify them. Thanks.
All right, any other comment? All right, let's move on to the next item, which is the merger update. We'll probably get into more discussion on this next week, but we have been speaking between the Greenbrier Board and the WOA Board. We've had meetings. We basically have come to a conclusion of what's needed to roll this thing out. That work will begin somewhere in the near future, and there'll be further details about that at the joint meeting between both the WOA and the Greenbrier Board. Anyone else have any comment on that? Good. Yeah.
So we understand that the merger has been around, the concept, the idea, the mention of it has been around for a very long time. But I think there is still a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of concerns that people have. Our intention is to provide to our homeowners some workshops in the way of a presentation that will allow everyone to understand better what the merger means and why we should do it, what it means for the community. And it will allow the residents to ask questions and have those questions answered at that time. So this will start when the process begins. We have elections that we need to go through first. And then when we are ready, we will roll out that program with the onset of those presentations, those workshops.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned the election. As you know, there is we're in a period now accepting applications for anyone who may have an interest in running for the board as it currently exists. Because if the merger does not happen, this board will continue to move on just as it has. So there is a deadline, which is the 27th, I believe. They moved it to the 30th. All right, so it's the 30th. So if anyone is interested in running for the board, please come down to the building, get an application, and fill it out, and join the community. If you want to get active, there's a way of doing it. So anyone who's interested, please do that. Yeah, there are 4 seats open. There are 2 seats on the Whittingham and 2 seats on the Greenbrier side. So anyone in either community is eligible to run. So please fill an application if you're interested in that. All right, let's move on to the next item. We'll have one more under the old business. Excuse me? No, that's not right. Yeah, 2 and 2. Yeah. Right. Okay. We're debating amongst ourselves what the actual rules here are. It's 2 and 2. So if you're interested, again, please fill out the application. The other thing I did want to report is that we have spoken about the Comcast contract that we're locked into here. I've engaged the office of Linda Greenstein, our state senator, and we're in the process of trying to get Comcast to set up and join us at a meeting so that we can have some discussion in regards to this old contract that we're stuck on. So we're hoping that's gonna, yield some results for us where we can get these rates to come down. So we'll keep you informed as discussions go on with that. I have nothing else to add here. Anyone else have anything they'd like to add? All right, then let's go to item 10, the open forum. Everyone, I think, knows the drill. Come to the microphone, name and address for the record. Please make sure the microphone is turned on. Tap it. No. Okay. There's a button on the side. On the side of the microphone. Hold on, we'll get you some help.
My name is Carmine Campanella, 80 Leeds Lane. I want to address the issues regarding the parking. 7 years ago, when I was chairman of the Covenants Committee, we had a situation where somebody was charged with it, was given a ticket for parking too close to the stop sign. One thing led to another, and what resulted was we had the curbs painted yellow. While coming home one day, I'm making the right onto Leeds, and the stop sign is on the other side, and there's a car parked right opposite the stop sign on the other side of the street, which I almost hit that car. As a result, the curbs opposite the stop sign were also painted yellow. Now, last year, they painted the curbs yellow on the other side of Whittingham, okay? They've never touched this side of Greenbrier. And there are a lot of the curbs that are on this side are totally faded where you cannot see the yellow paint. And I'm wondering why this project was stopped, because it's important that we have these curbs painted so people don't park too close to the edge of the curb or near a hydrant, etc. So I'm just bringing that up to date, and maybe you could look into that. Okay?
Never mind. Next speaker, please.
Howie Wayner, 9 Birmingham. I find that we're not getting any P&Ls, and I heard at the meeting that the June one is going to be coming. But I think we should have somebody from the controller to tell us how we're doing. I'm used to having that where I live also on the weekends. And we used to have somebody comment about it before.
Yeah, I think just address that, where at the next meeting, there's, our controller for First Service is going to be here and give a full report on what you're speaking about.
And my other question is, are we starting work on the next year's budget?
Oh, sure. Kathy, you want to take that?
Yes. With every month of actuals, we get closer and closer to finalizing a budget. As we approach third quarter, and this is typical every year, as we approach the third quarter, we really start to sit down and look at what expenses have transpired up through September, and then we plan better for our next year's budget. So we are, every month, we look at an estimate and approximate projections as we move forward. And every month of actuals gets us closer to that final budget number. And we are
I would
working on it.
appreciate if somebody at the meeting would give us an update since there's no P&Ls. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Anyone else?
Hi. Oh, Marilyn Kirstner, 56, where I live, Whittingham. No, I don't, Westminster. Okay. What do you want? I have a day of work. It's tough. First question, I have 4 fast ones. So my friend lives in Regency. How come they can order tickets for a show through First Residential online? And we can't. Na, foo. Gotcha.
I believe soon you will be able to. First Service has a program that we will attempt to utilize.
Okay. 'Cause
I
she-
don't know how soon, but
Yeah, because if,
Yes.
I have a copy of it.
yes,
I have a copy of it, and I went to a show the other night, and it was online.
they do have a program that I
They
am
do.
going to learn about.
Cool. Okay, that's one. Number 2, when you talked about the parking and the lines, Birmingham really is lousy because it's very curvy. And there are people who are parked, because when I go visit friends and stuff, they're parked on the arc of the turn in the middle of the street. God forbid they should go close to the sidewalk. No, they're in the middle of the street, and it's really bad over there. They really have to go look at something there. Just to say.
It's being addressed.
Huh?
It's being addressed by the
Okay,
committee.
honey, you're so good to me. Okay. Next is, in the summertime, when you do the shows, especially on a Sunday, we sort of had the discussion, you kill in the afternoon if it's a nice day. So we should really, at least in the summer, do them later in the day, a Saturday night or Sunday night. What do
Next-
you mean, no?
Next year it will be different.
Okay. God willing, I should be here and everything. So and are we having anything for Labor Day?
Be a DJ around the pool.
Are we doing, well, obviously no food.
Nothing
it's
else.
Just DJ.
Yep, just a
So you don't
DJ.
have to sign up or do anything.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much for your cooperation in this matter. Bye.
Hi, my name is Eileen Greenberg. I live at 17 Gormley. I've been here about 26 years. Okay, hi. My name is Eileen Greenberg. I live at 17 Gormley. I'm here about 26 years. And this happened to me this weekend. On Saturday, early afternoon, I went to go to the nurse's office. There are 2 spots there for the nurse. both of which were occupied. I do have handicap plates, so I was able to park in a different spot. I went into the nurse's office. The only person there was the nurse. So I called up security and I told them that I'm in the nurse's office and the 2 parking spots were taken, but the people from the cars weren't there. Do something. They said they cannot do anything. Why do we have these signs? Can anybody address this?
There are 2 spots reserved for the nurse, and they should only be used for that.
But they weren't, and I called up security and they said they're not allowed to do anything with the new people that are here.
We'll have to discuss that with security.
Okay, and also, one other thing should be discussed with security. When I came in the residence gate a couple of weeks ago, I pulled through and security at the same time opened up the guest gate. And we were both coming out at the same time. I stopped and waited, but security should know to look to see if somebody else is pulling in to the community. That's all. Thank you.
By the way, we're also going to be opening up a couple of spots near the nurse's office for anybody to park. So there'll be 2 or 3 spots that we have for anybody to park there. So if you're there and you don't have handicap, you'll
I
be
have
able to park there.
handicap, so if I didn't have handicap, I would have really been upset that I would have had to come back to the parking lot here and walk all the way down. But I don't know if
We'll
it's
look
good or
into
bad
it.
that I have to have handicap.
We'll check it.
So, thank you.
Anyone behind the curtain? No, okay. Seeing, good question. Susie, you got any questions from Zoom? All right, no questions from Zoom. So, seeing that there's no one else speaking, no questions from Zoom,
Just,
I'll entertain
Tom,
a
just one more
motion.
thing,
Excuse me?
just one more thing.
Go ahead.
Maybe I can make a recommendation because we have a security person here, Marco. Is that the guy's name? From my experience, he's the only one that answers the phone. Security, Marco, can I help you? I think it would be really helpful if the security people are told to give their name when they answer the phone for 2 reasons. 1, so people get to know who they are. And 2, if there's an issue and we happen to ask who'd you speak to, you know. So I
Okay.
think that's important. Thanks.
Okay. Susie, I guess you got that. You can have a conversation with them on that? All right, great. All right, so seeing no one else, I'll entertain a motion to, who second, by who? Anyone want a second? Kathy, second. All right, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you all for coming.